from that word.
Hi everybody. Today on the show I'm receiving the infamous Lance Armstrong.
Thank you, thank you.
So, how are you?
Good, and you?
Fine. So, do you keep riding your bicycle despite all the trouble the sport has given to you?
Absolutely, I keep on cycling and training. Riding a bike has always been a therapy for me. What was true when I was training for the tour remains true to this day. A good 3 or 4 hour ride will clear your head like nothing else.
Every other living winner should be go to the 100th edition of the Tour de France. Would you have liked to be a part of it?
No, even if I was invited, I would have chosen to stay home with my family.
So, what does the Tour de France mean to you?
The tour is a great event. It's hard, long, and intense. I still love it and all it represents.
And do you still believe you still hold the record of victories?
Absolutely.
And did you keep the 7 yellow shirt or you throw him to the garbage after?
Haha, no way. I worked hard for those shirts and I love them for what they are and the memories they hold.
Do you understand the tour manager and the International Cycling Union's decision to delete your name from the winner list?
Yes and no. It's fine to erase my name from the winners list, but the tour did take place from 1999 and to 2005, so there has to be a winner. Other people debate who was the winner of those tours, but so far no one has stood up and claimed my yellow jerseys.
In its report, the USADA accused you of using the most sophisticated, professional and effective doping program of the history of sport. Is it true?
No, the USADA report is complete bullshit. We saw that the Puerto system was very sophisticated, like 100 times more than ours. Our system was very simple, very conservative, not evil at all like they said.
So the UCI president, Pat McQuaid, not only took away your 7th title and suspended you for life, he also asked you for never, ever have anything to do with cycling. What do you think about that?
Pat McQuaid can say and think what he wants, but he can't pretend to be tough on doping. He's got no credibility on this. The sport needs new leadership to try and regain credibility. It simply can't move on with McQuaid as the leader.
During your January television interview, you hinted the possibility of a collaboration with a sort of Truth and Reconciliation Commission. The USADA and the World Anti-Doping Association had proposed to the UCI that such a commission should be a good idea. But the Federation rejected this offer. Why do you think they do this?
UCI is refusing to move on a Truth and Reconciliation Commission because the testimony the world would hear would sink McQuaid, Verbruggen, and the UCI.
So if you have to talk in front of that Truth and Reconciliation Commission, what do you say to them?
The recent decision was not an accurate depiction of cycling from the late 1980s until today. It worked perfectly to destroy one man's life, but it has not benefited cycling at all.
And one of the questions they could ask you, when you were racing, was it possible to accomplish such immense performance without use drugs?
It depends on the races you want to win. It is impossible to win the Tour de France without doping because the Tour is an event where oxygen is too important. Just as a quick example, EPO is no use to a 100-meter dash, but it will help the 100K runner obviously.
How did you make the choice to use the performance enhancing substance? Was it a hard choice?
I think it's my human nature.
So could you tell us about your personal experience?
No,
And how can we put a hand to the scourge of drug in cycling?
I will never stop for many reasons. I did not invent doping. Sorry, it will not never stop for many reasons. And sorry for Travis, nor did I hand it. I merely participated in it. I'm a human being. Doping exists since ancient time, and it will probably continue to exist forever. I know this isn't a very popular response, but it's the cruel truth.
Do you understand that your former sponsor at the Justice Department sent you for $100 million?
No comment.
I was scared about going to jail.
Not at all.
I was scared of offending abroad.
No neither.
Can you answer yes?
Yes.
Were you ever scared of testing positive and it's destroying your career?
I have never been afraid of anti-doping controls. Our system was pretty basic and risk-averse. I was much more afraid of the douane, the French customs, or the police.
Pat McQuay swore under oath to the Senate Inquiry Commission that the UCI never covered you. In fact, in 1999, during your first victory on the Tour, one French newspaper has revealed you tested positive to corticoid, and the UCI had accepted a backdated certificate to protect you. Is that correct?
I don't know what Pat McQuaid said under oath, but it's true that the UCI had accepted a backdated certificate in 1999.
And you pay $100,000 to the UCI in 2002. Do you believe it's normal for an international institution to accept money from one of these champions?
That's not true. I gave that money after I retired in 2005. It's easy to say today that this was unacceptable behavior. That was 8 years ago. The times have changed. I guess nowadays that would be considered intolerable. I keep wondering why we're still arguing over what happened so many years ago. It's absurd in many kinds of ways.
So do you feel remorse today?
I will never be able to repair this, but I will spend my life crying. I was too hard on people. I was too much of a fighter. Fighting on the bike is perfect. Fighting off it is not. I couldn't, and I didn't separate the two.
Where do you stand on the Puerto case, in which the judges ordered the blood bag to be destroyed, nullifying the chance to identify other non-cyclist clients?
I'm sure some big soccer clubs had some influence during the Puerto trial. In any case, it's yet again cycling that has taken the brunt of the blame.
And another question about politics. Did you send Nicolas Sarkozy a message after his defeat in the presidential election?
No, but I really like Sarko as a man, not making a political statement, just a personal one. He was cool with me.
But why did you return in 2009?
In France?
Yes.
It's a good question. This was the biggest mistake I ever made. I would do anything to change the past, but what's done is done. But I should have listened to Jean-Marie Leblanc when he wrote me an open letter during the fall of 2008, advising me not to come back to France, and I think he was right.
And the creator of the Lost series announced that he was working on a movie about you. Are you worried or amazed?
Neither. he hasn't called me.
And what's the Lance Armstrong lifestyles today?
My typical day? I wake up, drink my coffee, read the paper, the New York Times. I have my breakfast, I go out for a spin, a run, I practice, I come back, I have lunch with my kids, then I spend the rest of my day in meetings, golfing, or at the playground with my kids. Around 5 p.m., I open a nice cold beer and I think.
It's a fun day.
Yeah.
So that was all the time we have. Thank you and goodbye, Mr. Armstrong.
Thank you.
Alexis sort avec Virginie Trottier. C'est sa première blonde.